In the city of Melbourne, Australia, a young girl named Elizabeth lived. After graduating from university, she was looking for a suitable job and finally succeeded in finding one in a reputable company. However, a few months after starting work, strange things began to happen in the factory. On nights when Elizabeth had to stay late at the factory, she heard strange and unknown sounds coming from outside the factory, creating doubts in her conscience. At the same time, something started to happen that frightened and terrified Elizabeth and her colleagues. On a cold winter night, Elizabeth had to stay in the factory until late. She and two other colleagues were in the company's product warehouse and went to get some boxes for delivery to customers. While they were working, something caught Elizabeth's attention behind the packaging of one of the boxes. She realized that there was something inside the box that should not be there. Elizabeth opened the box and found an old and unique book written in Latin with strange and mysterious writings that she had never seen before. But before she could take a closer look, something happened that frightened Elizabeth and her colleagues. The dim lights in the factory became stormy, and strange and eerie sounds were heard from all around. Elizabeth's colleagues said they needed to go to the control room for safety, so she followed them towards the control room. Upon arrival at the control room, they realized that no one was there. Everyone had disappeared. Elizabeth and her colleagues searched for them but could not find anyone. Everything seemed lost. But when Elizabeth came to her senses, she noticed something that even her scariest dreams could not have imagined. Inside the room, the silence indicated the presence of something that should not be there. Elizabeth went towards the soundless voice and found something inside the room. An strange creature with red eyes and long teeth was eating two of Elizabeth's colleagues. It attacked Elizabeth, and in that moment, she became terrified and ran away. From then on, Elizabeth could never find her two colleagues, and no one had any news of them. But what brought the greatest fear to Elizabeth was that during the following nights, she still heard the sound of the strange creature in the factory and searched for everything, but could never find it. For Elizabeth, this terrifying and traumatic experience stayed with her for a long time. She was frightened by these events and always avoided staying late at the factory on cold nights. But no matter how hard she tried to end this fear, she could never completely get rid of it. After the incident, Elizabeth was looking for answers about the strange creature she had seen in the factory. She was looking for a book similar to the old Latin book she had found in the box. With great effort, she finally managed to find a book similar to that one. The book Elizabeth found contained mysterious and strange writings in an unknown language. Nevertheless, due to the intensity of the experience she had gone through, Elizabeth decided to focus more on the book and try to translate it to find answers about the strange creature. With constant effort, Elizabeth gradually managed to translate the book into English. But when she got closer to the end of the book, she was faced with a great shock. The last writings in the book contained secrets about the strange creature that frightened and terrified Elizabeth. According to the book, The strange creature that Elizabeth had seen in the factory was one of the powerful members of a demonic group that operated worldwide. This group was looking for people who, due to their special abilities, were useful for their purposes. It seemed that due to the special abilities she possessed, Elizabeth had become the target of this demonic group. This group used demonic powers to attract people to themselves and then kept them as prisoners in their circle to use their abilities. The writings in the book also contained information about the methods of destroying this demonic group. But to execute these methods properly, they needed special abilities that Elizabeth seemed to lack. By reading these writings, Elizabeth realized that she needed to look for people with special abilities to help her destroy this demonic group. But this was a very dangerous task, and Elizabeth was looking for more care and research. Finally, Elizabeth decided to look for people with special abilities and guide them, with the help of the book, towards the destruction of this demonic group. But this journey was full of dangers and challenges, which she managed to overcome with strong determination and effort, and she got closer to her goal. Based on the writings in the book, Elizabeth was looking for individuals who, due to their special abilities, could be useful for fighting the demonic group. With great effort, she eventually managed to find a few people who seemed to possess these special abilities. Together with these individuals, Elizabeth set out to search for the demonic group and destroy them. However, this task was very dangerous and came with many challenges. During their search for the demonic group, Elizabeth and her team encountered some of the members of this group. These individuals had incredible abilities and used their demonic powers to try and defeat Elizabeth's team. But with determination and persistence, Elizabeth's team managed to fight these individuals and eventually locate the leader of the demonic group. With great effort, they were able to find and destroy the group with the help of the book's guidance. However, this task was very perilous and Elizabeth's team faced many challenges. In order to achieve their goal, they had to use their special abilities to fight the members of the demonic group and ultimately destroy them. With their strong determination and effort, Elizabeth's team was able to get closer to their goal and destroy the demonic group. This task was full of danger and challenge, but Elizabeth and her team were able to persevere and ultimately succeed.